And yes, I still have weather maps. So as you can see, another back spinner in, we got back spinner in on the west coast. Another wave right out in front of it going straight through Montana. You can see the second band going out. This is what the next rods are doing. Remember, they're going to be making the temperatures cold, so they got to pull the temperatures around. So yeah, we went from 100 degrees down into the 90s, 80s. You know, too cold, too fast. So you can see the next pressure front going down through New Orleans, Louisiana, up through Arkansas. You can see its backspin action. And you can see another hurricane, another computer-generated controlled hurricane with chemtrails and wet surface air cooling units facilitating its movement. There's also another hurricane down in Mexico, which you can't see on this map. That's the one that's been giving us rain in Phoenix, Arizona. So if you've been wondering where the rain comes from, it's not the monsoons. It came from the wet surface air, or should say that it came from all the hurricane weather chemtrails, ship chemtrails out in the ocean that had a hurricane just off of the Baja Peninsula. And another backspinner. This is the remnants of that backspinner going through Arizona, Mexico, Texas, New Mexico, through Utah, Wyoming, and through Montana, through Saskatchewan and Alberta. And then you can see the next wave front coming through Seattle. As you can see, they're churning it, big old hook from all the OTHR. But yeah, we still make these. Just Weather Wars 102 has been busy providing train content to YouTube, so we'd step to the side, give you a little weather video action, since most people don't get to see it, hear it, or understand it, or commentate it. Remember, the ladies on the television just talk in circles, and most weathermen just talk in circles, and most news outlets and news agencies just talk in circles. So that's all it really is. Basically, people wasting money talking in circles, wasting money talking in circles, wasting money talking about, wasting money. Governments that can't stay well funded yet because of all the rich people doing what they've been doing. The casino mafias running the world. And people are slowly waking up to the treachery. So they will. It's going to take them a while. That's why we provide these videos to the internet, to let people know that we're still there. Still causing problems, right? Who wants to babysit chemtrails every day? Who wants to babysit Chinese pilots every day? Who wants to babysit Indian pilots every day? Who wants to sit and babysit Mormon pilots every day? Who wants to sit and babysit all the foreign training pilots that are in Phoenix, or the foreign training pilots that are in LA? I didn't see many, Vegas don't really see many either. Phoenix, it seems to be very prominent, just because of the man-made weather control we have here in Arizona. It's cloud be gone and pump and dumps. Those are your two right here. So let's bring up your other map. So yeah, I'm amazed these things still work after all these years. Oop, hang on. Wrong click. Here's your IntelliCast weather radar. Whether it's on animated nowadays, I don't know. Most of the time they crash most of the stuff, but sometimes a few manage to get through. So no, you can just see the hurricane. It looks like it looks like they took the animation away and just made a GIF. But what I could do is sit there and hire a computer and tell it to come and grab a GIF of this every day, just to basically show you what's really going on, because it's so heavily censored. If you try to find any time-lapse photography when it comes to weather, you will be clicking a lot through NOAA websites, GOES websites, servers, and stuff of that nature. That's why I still use the CONUS radar if it comes up. Still good? Yeah. This is a classic one right here. Your next rad usage on the United States, right? So, like I said, hopefully you enjoy train video uploads. Some people were saying thank you, so I figured to make some more. Been itching in the back of my mind, especially with all the train activity in Phoenix, Arizona during the September, October, November holiday. December, just because when the air gets gets cold, it gets louder, so sound travels more readily, especially late at night. So in order to be able to sleep on the west side, you're gonna have to have a pair of headphones and some music jamming away all the train noise that is incurred through Phoenix, especially on the west end and south end, with all the trains and their late night activity with the homeless, and late night activity with cars. You can see the Nexrads here. Nexrad units are working hard where the hurricane is there just off its bow. You know what I'm saying? They don't show you that, but NextRad units, or you can definitely see the NextRad usage is heavily used over there on the east side of the East Coast, throughout the central, mid-east, all the way through Memphis, Tennessee, Arkansas, Iowa, Illinois. Everybody uses their NextRads. So you can see all the NextRads basically moving that weather system. The man-made hurricane right up the East Coast, and then boom, it's going to head off towards the UK. So the UK gets another chem dump on and done from the United States, right? Bohemian Grove style, right? So, and let's see, do we have any other ones from back in the day? No, I think that's just about it. We'll have to dig up some other ones for the old weather maps and stuff of that nature to put on this computer. Each laptop has different live shares on it, so that's what we're doing right now. So we only have 2 on this one. And most of the stuff on the internet, good luck. This one here is good to watch. You can click on anything if you want to sit and look as far as other maps on the left-hand side. Right now you can see which one we're on. We're under continental satellites, as you can see. Visible. Everything's on the left-hand side as far as what was clicked on. These things are hard to get to, let me tell you that. It's not easy drilling into these maps. You can still get to them these days. But anywho, there's your NextRad usage. See IntelliCast come up. Oh, look, it's actually moving. It's moving. The IntelliCast actually moves. Counter radar. It moved a few seconds. Did you see that? Here, do it again. Telling it, yeah, refresh. Yeah, it's told to. It gives you a few slides, right? Boom. There's your slides. And then it just craps out. Yeah, that's typical though. So you can obviously see the weather systems, right? Does it have the data on it? I don't see such. Hang on, let's see. No, it does not. Wow. Alright, we'll have to look at that image in the future. See what else we can pull out of it. But you can definitely see that is the weather system we've got going on currently. At least it sure looks it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you look at AccuWeather. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Anywho, hopefully you enjoy this weather radar share. Nobody ever watches them, but at least it lets other people know that we are watching. We are aware of your man-made, mechanized weather and insurance companies scamming people for money. Insurance people scamming people for money, right? Anywho, peace out.